Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Jamie and I am really glad that you are listening because I have something very special to talk about with you. It is something that everyone in the world experiences and something that connects us to our families, friends, and even people we have never met. Today we will talk about aging and the beautiful journey that we all make as we grow older. When you think about growing up, you might imagine yourself getting taller, stronger, and smarter. Maybe you start to do things that you could not do before, like tying your shoes or riding a bicycle or reading a book all by yourself. All these changes are signs that you are aging. Aging is another word for becoming older. For many people, the very first thing they think of when they hear the word aging is getting old and maybe even getting weak or sick, but that is not the whole story at all. Aging is not only about growing old, it is about all the different stages in your life, from being a tiny baby to being a child, a teenager, an adult, and then an older person. Each stage of life is special and has its own kind of beauty. Let's begin at the very start of life when a baby is born. That is a time of great joy for families and friends. Everyone is happy to meet a new person in the world. Babies are small and they need a lot of help. They cannot walk or talk. They cry when they are hungry and they laugh when you make funny faces for them. They are always learning new things. It is truly amazing to see how quickly a baby can change. Babies grow a little bit every day. They learn how to crawl, then walk, then say their first words. As the baby grows, the next stage is childhood. You are probably in this stage right now. Childhood is full of magic, discovery, and play. You learn about the world you live in. You go to school, make friends, learn to read and write, and play games. This time in life is full of questions and curiosity. Why is the sky blue? How do airplanes fly? Who invented ice cream? Each day you become a little more independent and a little more yourself. Even though you are still small, you begin to make your own decisions and discover things you like or do not like. After childhood comes the teenage years. Sometimes this is called adolescence. Teenagers are not children but not quite adults either. Their bodies and minds are changing quickly. Some teenagers may grow much taller, their voices change, their feelings and thoughts become more complex. Teenagers start to think about the future, what they want to do, who they want to be. They also form strong friendships and sometimes feel confused or worried about big changes. It is a time when people test new ideas and sometimes make mistakes, but that is how everyone learns. After the teenage years, people become adults. Adults take on more responsibility. They might get a job, go to college, start a family, or learn how to live on their own. Some adults spend their time working, caring for children, making art, helping the community, or inventing new things. Each adult makes choices about their life. Some are happy, some are difficult, but every choice teaches something new. As adults age, they become older adults or seniors. This is often called old age or elderhood. Many people think of gray hair, wrinkles, and moving more slowly when they think of old age, but there is much more to this stage of life. Older adults carry so many stories, wisdom, and experiences inside of them. They remember what it was like to be a child long ago. They may be grandparents or great-grandparents. They can share important lessons and beautiful memories with the younger people in their lives. Each life stage is precious, just like each season in the year. Spring is like being a baby or a child with all its new beginnings and bright energy. Summer is like being a teenager full of growth, excitement, and learning. Autumn is like being an adult when you use what you have learned and start to give back to others. Winter is like old age, a quiet time full of reflection, warmth, and the beauty of remembering. Some people may feel worried or sad about growing old. They might think that being older means you cannot do as much or that you will be lonely or ignored, but this is not true at all. Of course, growing older brings new challenges. A person might feel tired or have trouble doing things they did easily before, but growing older also brings many gifts. An older person has had more time to learn, to understand themselves, to make friends, and to find out what really matters to them. Have you ever listened to a grandparent or an older neighbor share a story about when they were young? Maybe they tell you about adventures they had when they were kids or things they saw that do not happen anymore. These stories are treasures. They help us understand the past and think about our own futures. People who have lived many years have often seen the world change in amazing ways. They remember a time before cell phones, computers, or even color television. Some older people watched men walk on the moon for the very first time. They have a lot to teach us about change, courage, and hope. Let's imagine for a moment what it might be like to be very, very old. Picture yourself at 100 years old. Your hair might be white, your hands might move more slowly, but inside you still have all your memories. You remember being a child, going to school, playing with friends, falling in love, maybe raising a family or traveling to new places. Think of all the ups and downs and lessons a person can learn in 100 years. Aging can sometimes be difficult. There are real challenges that come with getting older. The body and mind slowly change, and sometimes a person feels weaker or forgetful. But aging is also about adapting, finding new ways to enjoy life, and staying connected with others. For example, some older people might use a cane to help them walk or glasses to help them read. They might not run as fast as before, but they can discover gentle exercises like walking, stretching, or yoga. Many older people find peace in simple joys like watching birds in the garden, reading books, singing songs, or spending time with grandchildren. One of the most beautiful things about aging is the chance to build deep relationships. As we grow, we make friends, share secrets, help others, and laugh together. When you are very young, the people you care most about are usually your family. As you grow, you make school friends, maybe join clubs or teams. Later, you might start your own family and meet people from all over the world. You keep making connections, learning new things from others, and teaching them what you know. In many cultures around the world, older people are respected and honored. Sometimes they are called elders. People listen when they speak because of their wisdom. People ask them for advice and want to hear their stories. Some cultures even celebrate special days to show love and respect for older people. These traditions remind everyone of the value of aging and the power of experience. Unfortunately, not everyone in the world respects older people the way they should. Sometimes people forget that older adults were once children and teenagers too. Sometimes younger people think that only young people have new ideas or that only children can be playful, but the truth is that every life stage has something important to give. Think about it. Have you ever seen an older person take care of a garden or fix something in a clever way? Or have you heard an older person sing a song from when they were young? Every person has something special inside, no matter their age. Let's also remember that growing older does not mean losing your love for life. Some older people dance, sing, write books, travel, make art, help their neighbors, or learn new things every day. In fact, some people find that they have more time to enjoy their hobbies and passions after they stop working. They might have always wanted to paint or learn to play an instrument, try cooking new foods, or teach someone how to sew. Getting older can be a wonderful time to discover what makes you happy. Aging is also a chance to see how strong and brave you are. It takes courage to face changes in our bodies, our families, and the world. Sometimes people feel scared or sad when things do not stay the same, but every stage of life is a chance to try something new, to meet new challenges, and to become wiser and kinder. Let's think about families for a moment. Each family is made up of people at different stages of life. Maybe you have a baby brother or sister, parents, aunts, uncles, or grandparents, or even great-grandparents. Each person in your family adds something unique. Maybe your grandparents tell you stories about when your parents were little. Maybe your parents help you with your homework. Maybe you help your little brother or sister learn to ride a bike. This is what makes families strong. Each person helps the others in their own special way. Sometimes people wonder if they will one day miss being young, or if getting older means they have to let go of fun and adventure, but that is not true at all. Adventure can happen at any age. Many older adults travel the world, climb mountains, study new languages, pick up new sports, or make new friends. Some older people even run races or play in orchestras. They try new foods, tell jokes, and find fun wherever they go. The spirit of adventure can last a lifetime. Now I want to share some thoughts about kindness and patience. As people age, they may sometimes need help. Maybe they walk slowly or need help remembering things, or might ask the same question more than once. It is important to be patient and gentle with older people and to remember that everyone was young once. One day we will also need help from others. The love and kindness you show to older people today will come back to you in the future. You can also learn a lot from people of all ages. It is wonderful to make friends who are older or younger than you. When you listen to their stories or watch how they solve problems, you learn new ways of thinking. You might discover new games, songs, traditions, or even recipes. There is always something wonderful to be learned from others. Sometimes aging is talked about in a negative way. People may joke about gray hair, getting wrinkles, or forgetting names, but instead of seeing aging as something to worry about, we can see it as a badge of honor. Every wrinkle is a mark of a smile, a laugh, or a story. Every gray hair is a sign of all the years a person has lived and all the lessons they have learned. These are things to be proud of, not ashamed of. Now let's talk about celebrating life's milestones. Milestones are the important events and achievements that happen all through our lives, like learning to walk, say your first word, go to school, graduate, make a best friend, win an award, get your first job, or learn to drive. Even birthdays are milestones. Each year we celebrate getting a little older and a little wiser. These special moments help us remember how much we have grown and all we have to look forward to. As you go through life, you will probably have difficult times too. Maybe you get sick, feel sad, lose a pet, or say goodbye to someone you love. Everyone faces hard times. Growing older does not protect you from sadness, but it often helps you learn how to handle it better. People who have lived for many years have learned how to be strong during tough times. They have learned that sadness can pass and that hope and happiness can come back. Let's not forget that aging also brings freedom and a new sense of self. Many older adults say they care less about what others think and more about being true to themselves. They can be more honest, more relaxed, and sometimes even more playful than when they were younger. They learn to appreciate the simple things: a beautiful flower, a warm cup of tea, a quiet moment by the window. When you are older, you might find that happiness comes from little things you did not notice before. Science has taught us a lot about healthy aging. There are things people can do to stay healthy and happy as they grow older. Eating healthy foods, moving your body, getting enough sleep, and spending time with friends and family can all make a big difference. So can keeping your mind busy by reading, learning, or playing games. It is important to take care of your heart, body, and mind no matter your age. Some people think about aging like a tree. Trees start as tiny seeds, they grow into strong saplings, then become tall trees with thick branches. The oldest trees have deep roots and rings inside their trunks that show the story of their lives. Trees give shade, provide homes for birds, and help clean the air. The beauty of a tree is not just in its leaves or flowers, but in all the years it has stood tall against sun, wind, and rain. In the same way, people become more beautiful with each year, not just on the outside but on the inside too. Let's imagine what it would be like if everyone stayed the same age forever. At first it might sound fun, but the world would miss out on so many wonderful things. There would not be any babies to cuddle, no teenagers to come up with wild new ideas, no wise grandparents to tell stories. Aging brings change, and change is what keeps life interesting and full of surprises. Think about your school, think of all the different ages and grades. There is so much you can share with others. Younger students look up to older students. Older students sometimes help younger ones with reading, math, sports, or just being a friend. The same thing happens in the wider world. Different ages bring different strengths. Everyone has something special to share. Next time you see someone who is older, maybe a grandparent, an elderly neighbor, or someone at a park, take a moment to smile, say hello, or ask about their day. You might make their day brighter and you might learn something new together. All the generations can help and learn from each other. Now let's reflect a little on what you can do as you move through the different stages of life. First, try to enjoy each age you are at. Life can move very quickly. Sometimes when you are young you want to be all grown up, and when you are older you might wish you were a child again, but every stage has its own beauty and magic. Try not to rush, always look for something good in the present moment. Second, be gentle with yourself and others. Everyone goes through changes and sometimes makes mistakes. That is how we all grow. Third, keep your heart open to learning. No matter your age, there is always something new to discover. Finally, remember that aging is not something to be feared, it is something to celebrate. It is a part of the great adventure of being alive. With each year you become kinder, wiser, and more understanding. With time you can share your stories, your talents, and your love with the people around you. Your experiences, your challenges, and your joys all become part of who you are. Let's finish with an image. Think of your life as a big beautiful book. Each year is a new page, each day is a new sentence. Sometimes the story is a comedy, sometimes a mystery, and sometimes a fairy tale, but every page matters, every stage matters, and the book of your life is not finished until the very last page. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you will remember that growing older is beautiful and exciting and something to be proud of wherever you are in your life and whoever you are. I wish you happiness, health, and wonderful adventures. Keep growing, keep caring, and keep sharing your story with the world. See you next time.